Welcome to a new YouTube channel, yay. My name is joemikehunt, and I am going to be talking to you today about records and my records specifically. I started this channel because I go on YouTube all the time, I watch videos, I collect records, and there's a bunch of videos about people with their record collections, and I honestly thought that'd be cool to do, so you know, since I'm not doing anything better with my life on my days off from work, let's film some videos about records and talk about records. I love it, so let's do it. I decided to do a vinyl tag as my first video because, like Page Backstage, a bunch of other YouTubers that talk about records, they've done this. I feel like it's a good way to dive into my collection. I have a lot here, so I feel like it'll just give me the opportunity to tell you about who I am very quickly and what I like, and you know, just an introduction, if you will. So I have the vinyl tag written down here, and I'm just gonna get into it. Alright, let's do it. How many records do you own? Number one, how many records do you own? I own about 280-ish records. Basically, I fell into a huge record collection when I was moving out of my apartment in Nutley. There's about 70 records, 50, 70 records there, and then I got another 50 to 70 records from an old customer of mine, so that was, you know, that's 100 records, and then it had to be more because, you know, I haven't bought that many, but I have about 280 now. Yeah, so good amount of records. What kind of record player do you have? I have the Ion Profile LP. It is currently on loan from a good friend of mine, Narissa. Shout out to Narissa. She's letting me long-term borrow it until she needs it back. You know, I have it. A buddy of mine, Casey, I'm going to be buying his turntable, his old turntable, once she wants this back. But right now, this is what I have. Ion Profile LP USB turntable. How old was I when I started collecting? I was 25. I was living in this sick loft in Nutley with a bunch of roommates, and we moved out. And on the last day, I was doing a final round to make sure we got everything out of the apartment, and I look in a back closet, and there's a huge stack of records, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Nobody that lived there, it was none of theirs, and they never noticed it before, and so I decided to take it. Basically, that was a lot of records at that time. It was a lot of 80s rock, a lot of Rush, Dio, Van Halen, Genesis, Jay Giles Band, Motels, Cars, stuff like that, with a good amount of other scores in there as well. So there's Beach Boys, Beatles records, Grateful Dead, Earth, Wind and Fire, just good stuff. So that's how I started it. I actually went through that. There was a lot there that I didn't like, and I actually got rid of a bunch of stuff too. But yeah, that's how old I was. My oldest record is a Al Jolson record. Okay, and it's not really an Al Jolson record, but it is. Where the heck is it? There it is. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is my oldest record from 1960. I have it because it's terrible, honestly. Look at this blackface. Terrible. Don't do blackface. Terrible. But it just shows the time, I guess. 1960, before the Civil Rights era took off, you know, racism was allowed, I guess. I actually got this because I thought it was Al Jolson Records, which is a classic jazz artist, but it's actually songs of Al Jolson sung by Norman Brooks. The record's still in really good quality. I'll put this on every now and then when I want to listen to some jazz, but yeah, this is my oldest record from 1960. So that is there. Okay. First record. Yeah, like I already said, it was a huge vinyl haul. That was my first record, so to speak. There was about 70. It had to be at least 70. So don't really technically have a first record, so that's what I got for my first records. A bunch of 80s metal and rock and you know, solid classics that are essential to any collection. I was lucky that I got that big core bunch of records that everybody has, that everybody needs, out of the way for free. Worked out for me pretty well. First record I bought. Now, I bought a couple records on my first trip to the record store when I decided to actually buy some records. But this is what I'm going to talk about because this applies best. Now, this is Thursday Full Collapse. This is the first record I bought. This is absolutely solid, amazing record. I found out about Thursday through a local band named A Root Philosophy, who did a cover for Autobiography of a Nation at a local show that we used to have at our high school called Rockfest. But yeah, this is an amazing album. I can listen to this every day of my life. Understanding in a Car Crash, Autobiography of a Nation, Cross Out the Eyes, Paris in Flames. Solid emo post-hardcore music right here. I saw the 10th anniversary performance of this album, and it was amazing because there's some songs Thursday doesn't perform very well, or you know, they don't do very often that are on that album that they had to do because it was the 10th anniversary and they played it in its entirety. So that was really cool. So Thursday Full Collapse, first record I bought. Favorite colored record. Now for favorite colored record, I am going to go with this one, Armored for Sleep. This is my favorite color record. I have a bunch of color records. This is my favorite because of, it's just an amazing album. It's not just a color record, you know. It is black with this green marble, which matches the, you know, the album. It's like, you know, the album cover's got this like gloomy green sky, and then over here we have the black and green. It's just really dope. I picked this up at the show, the 10th anniversary show for this album, What to Do When You Die. It's a great concept album. It comes with this little booklet inside, which is a guide to a guide of what to do when you die. It's a 10th anniversary edition. I think it's a little rare. I end up getting into the show for free because a kid online had an extra ticket and he just gave it to me. So I went inside, bought that, and yeah, it's a great album. Favorite colored vinyl. Yeah. Discount album. Now, I don't know a lot of discount albums by definition of what a discount album is. Yeah, but my favorite that I purchased, besides the big hauls that I got for free, is this Woodstock one. Now, in great shape, this Woodstock album wouldn't be a discount album, but this is, you know, it's beat to crap. But it still sounds good, and that's what matters most, honestly. Got it for $2.99 at Scotty's Records in Summit, which is my local record store. I go there all the time. But it's a great, solid part of anybody's collection. It's the Woodstock soundtrack. Come on now. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, welcome to Filming with YouTube. Now I understand what all you YouTubers, you know, are talking about when you have issues like running out of battery. So I was talking about the Woodstock record, and yeah, basically, this is my discount pick. I paid $3 for it. It sounds great. Solid lineup. Everything is awesome on here. It's the official soundtrack of the documentary. So what they used in the documentary is on here, and it's just really good. Definitely pick that up if you see it. If you see a discount like I did, you know, snag it, because good copies go for a decent price. My prized possession. Now, I feel like this is a loaded question. Prized possession, prized possession. I feel like this changes a lot based on what you have, based on what you're picking up, and yada, yada, yada. Now, right now, my prized possession is this, the Across the Universe soundtrack. I wanted this on Record Store Day. Where I went to Record Store Day, they didn't have it. I went to Scotty's to pick up a new needle, and I saw this there, and instead of buying a new needle, I bought this because I wanted it so badly. It's a 2016 Record Store Day exclusive. It is the Across the Universe soundtrack. Nice gatefold. And the pressings are on this translucent blue, which is really nice, and translucent red, which is really nice. It's a great album. Good covers of Beatles songs. Some of the ones that were done not so well for the movie aren't on here, like With a Little Help from My Friends. Thankfully that's not on here. I was happy about that. But this is solid. It's limited 1740. I think it was out of 4,000. This is my prized possession as we speak, just because I was super bummed I couldn't get it on Record Store Day, and now I have it because they had an overstock at Scotty's of records. So just happy about that. That's my prized possession as we speak. I feel like that's very loaded, and it'll eventually change, but right now, Across the Universe soundtrack, prized possession, solid record. Female artist. All right. Now, for female artists, I picked Tovlo. This is the True Serum EP. It was a Record Store Day 2015 exclusive. It's got 6 tracks on it. It's a 10-inch. It's bubblegum pink, which is really cute, if you will. I picked this because I saw Tove Lo, and she was actually way better than I thought she was. People claim she was lip-syncing at Bonnaroo. I don't think she was. Plus, she showed me her boobies. She flashed the crowd. That was cool. But Habits Stay High. I remember hearing that song. A coworker of mine introduced me to it, and I was like, wow, this chick is really good. And I really like her voice. There's something about it. Now, I love female vocalists. There's a lot of female vocalists out there that I could have picked, and a lot of female singers that I could have picked. I picked that just because it's also a cool record, you know? Why not? For a little vinyl tag video for YouTube for an introduction, Tove Lo. Show you what I dig. A record from my favorite band. So sadly, I only have one record from my favorite band. My favorite band is Thrice. By default, like it's impossible to pick a favorite band, but I have a Thrice tattoo on the back of my arm there. I've seen them, I don't know, 15, 20 times. They're really good. This is their first album, their first LP. This is Identity Crisis. On here has Phoenix Ignition, Ultra Blue, Torch to End All Torches, TNC, which is like a Thrice classic. This is a great album. It's on clear with like gray smoky marble, if you will. Really, really nice. I got this. The first couple records I bought on the first time I went to the record store to buy records were Thrice Identity Crisis, Thursday Focal Acts, and Comeback Kid Wake the Dead. Those are the first 3 I got. So, yeah. Essential for my collection. Thrice they're tough to get records on vinyl. They only press X amount. There's all these variants, and people just ask way too much money for them. So I will eventually have more Thrice albums as I work out the kinks. But as of right now, that's the one I have. Impulse buy. My impulse buy, I'm gonna go with this this Man 6 Demon Bag 10th anniversary pressing. It was a 2016 Record Store Day exclusive. I'm picking it as my impulse buy because I didn't know they were doing this, and the original pressing for this is really cool. It's like 4 10-inch discs with like these guys on the records. It's really cool, and I was looking at buying that, and you know I decided not to jump the gun on that. But then walking through the Record Store Day selection at Vintage Vinyl and Ford's, I saw that they had this, and it was a decent price, so I picked it up. So that's Man 6 Demon Bag. That's the 10th anniversary 2016 Record Store Day exclusive. Great album. Really fun band. Saw them at Bonnaroo in 2011. They're wild. Good times. Good times with Man. Good job, Man, at being Man. A gift. Now, I have never received a record physically as a gift. Like, no one said, oh, here's a record, happy birthday. But I did get a gift card to Scotty's Records in Summit, and for my brother and his girlfriend, my brother Alan and his girlfriend Devin. And with that, I purchased Plastic Beach by Gorillaz. This album is amazing. It is so good. Front to back, cover to cover, top to bottom, left to right. Beautiful artwork. I mean, it's Gorillaz, so you know the artwork's going to be dope. This is actually really cheap also. I think it was only 18 bucks, and it's a 2 LP pressing. The dust jackets have artwork on them. You know, it's so dope. Look at this. It's got the little Bowie album there. It's so sick. This is just a great album. We used to listen to this album, play it to death. It's got great features on it. Lou Reed's on the album. Little Dragon's on the album. Mos Def is on there. Snoop Dogg does the intro. It's a great album. I would recommend this to anybody who hasn't heard it. Gorillaz Plastic Beach, my impulse buy pick. I'm sorry, not my impulse buy, I lied. My gift. Because of Devin and Alan. My gift card to Scotty's. That's why I have this, and that's why I picked it for my gift. Not my impulse buy. Gift record. Okay. Where are we? We are on to most played record. Now, I already touched base on this a little bit, but basically I bought Thrice Identity Crisis, Thursday Full Collapse, and Comeback Kid Wake the Dead on my first trip to the record store to buy records for my collection. This is my most played other than those two because of that reason. This is an awesome album. I also play this all the time because it's quick. It's a quick 40-minute album. It's got 11 tracks, but if you know Comeback Kid, they're short, fast, and loud, and that's how they are. This album is solid. Wake the Dead, heard on WSOU. I was like, what is that. And this, of course, before the time of Shazam or anything, so I had to like fucking research and figure out what the song was because they didn't tell me. But Comeback Kid, Wake the Dead, awesome album, cheap pickup, great for my collection. Listen to this all the time. Great one. A Rarity. All right, A Rarity. We have this album here called, what the hell is it? We Did It. Here it is. We Did It. Oh, I'm sorry. Not We Did It. They did it. They did it all, if you will. They did it all. This is literally a commentator talking about the 1977 NCAA champion Wisconsin Badgers hockey team. They won the NCAA championship for hockey that year in 1977, and somebody decided to press a record of what they did, the highlights, and, you know, it's just weird. And why do I have this? I got it from somebody for free and just didn't want to give it away or sell it because it's weird and rare. I can't imagine they pressed more than a couple hundred copies of this, so this is definitely my rarest. It's not even on Discogs. I tried to load it up on Discogs and that didn't work because it doesn't exist on Discogs, so whatever. Maybe I'll add it one day when I have time. Rainy Day Record. For Rainy Day Record, I picked Black Star by Bowie. This album is awesome. He left us on a good note. I have the original pressing. I got it. It's sold out at Scotty's, so I shot down to Vintage Vinyl as soon as I could the same day to get it. Because I knew it was going to, as soon as he passed away, I knew it was going to sell out. Yeah, so this is just amazing. I keep it in the shrink wrap. I don't know why. It's a gatefold. I can't even open this right now, but I can pull the records out, so that's why it's still in there. But I absolutely love this. It's just really sad that he passed. I mean, you know, he was older and he was sick, but Bowie was a legend, and I'm glad I had this. It's a great Rainy Day record. It's just slow and sad. Basically just welcoming his death via LP, which is what that is. Really good, though. He did a great job. Bowie, rest in peace. Gonna miss you, man. From a Rainy Day record, which is as somber as it gets, I feel like, especially with the one I picked, to a feel-good album. All right. For a feel-good album, I picked Leftover Crack, Fuck World Trade. Now, I picked this album because, for me, if I can find it, where the hell is it? A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. L. Leftover Crack. Here we are. Okay. Leftover Crack, Fuck World Trade. I picked this as my feel-good album just because this reminds me of just getting rowdy in high school. We used to listen to this record and just drink 40s and, you know, smoke pot and get crazy. It's not really a feel-good album in the sense that it's the lyrical content and message here is just not that positive. You know, you got a rig in his arm, he's bleeding out, this guy, you know, they're just dead. These guys are dead. And it's just basically anti-establishment, anti-government, you know, squat punk. What do they call these guys again? I forget. Crust punks, yeah, there we go. Leftover Crack, crust punk essential. But this album is a feel-good album for me, just because we used to get rowdy to this. We used to, you know, pump out the jams. This has Rock the 40 ounce on it, you know? That's, you know, if you're not feeling good while drinking a 40, then what else is there? But this is a great pickup, man. This is the remastered edition. It's got the side D with bonus tracks. Apple Pie and Police State. Infested Part 2, Fuck World Trade, just awesome. This isn't even on the regular record, but this album is awesome. I don't care what anybody says. If you want to judge me for picking this as my feel-good album, go ahead. But this is my feel-good album. Leftover Crack, Fuck World Trade. Solid album, rowdiness, good times, drinking beers. Fucking A. Fuck World Trade. Leftover Crack. Nostalgic record. Oh. Nostalgic record. I could go on for days about nostalgic records. I am just a music nerd, and that's all I did when I was younger was listen to music. But for my pick for a nostalgic record, I went with brand new, Your Favorite Weapon. This is the 10th anniversary edition, and I remember hearing Jude Law and Semester Abroad on this now defunct MTV channel called MTVX, where they played all just rock videos. This is the gatefold. It's really nice. It's a duplicated picture, which is silly. There's a punk kid here in a brand new show, which is kind of weird. But classic, emo album here. Long Island Band is on Razor Tie Records. Just really good. This has all the classics. Jude Law, Semester Abroad, 70x7, Soccer Metal Lime, and it's a great album. I know this album word for word. I listened to this album probably 10,000 times in my life. This is so good. I just remember being in middle school and just loving Brand New before they really blew up when this album just came out, and they were awesome. They went on to greatness. Dejan Tendu, Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me. We won't talk about Daisy, but this right here is nostalgia in every sense of the word. Brand New, Your Favorite Weapon. Amazing album. Sing that into my fucking heartbeats out of my chest. Record Store Day exclusive. Now, for this, I picked Sublime. The 2016 Record Store Day, Jah Won't Pay the Bills, which is the 25th anniversary of their first cassette release. I don't know why this is still in plastic either. Oh, it's because of the Record Store Day sticker. But yeah, this has great stuff on it. Early versions of all these songs. This is their first cassette, guys. Alright, so it's got DJ's Badfish, Let's Go Get Stoned, New Song, How Did That, Don't Push, Ball and Chain, Slow Ride, Date Rape, and Live at Ease. The Date Rape version on this doesn't have the horns, so it's different. But it's awesome. I was so glad I got this. I was hoping I got the green one, the 420 green as they called it, which matches the sleeve. But I didn't. But it's okay because I don't sweat over, colored vinyl. It's cool and all, but I don't need it. I really don't. But it's cool when you have it, which is why I wanted it, but I didn't get it, so I don't have it. So. Record Store Day exclusive, Sublime, Jah Won't Pay the Bills, 25th anniversary press of their first cassette, 2016 Record Store Day exclusive. That was that. Now, last but not least, most recent purchase. Now, as of right now, I am working on getting all these core albums into my, collection that I need. Like from my childhood and from when I was younger. Not childhood necessarily, but when I was getting older. So, my most recent purchase, I picked this up at Barnes & Noble. I didn't know they had records until recently, and I wanted to go see what they had, and I saw this, well priced. It was $14.99. So this is This It by The Strokes. Hearing Last Night for the first time when I was in 6th, 7th grade, when this album came out, was amazing. It kind of changed my life. It introduced me to a whole new sound. That was like White Stripes, the Vines, the Hives, the Strokes, all at the same time. I was just getting hit hard with that, that indie garage rock sound, and it was really good. This album is solid. If you don't know this album, come on now, let's be real. But yeah, on here we have Is This It, Barely Legal, Someday, Last Night, Hard to Explain, New York City Cops. This album is so awesome. I was happy to get it in my collection. Like I said, I'm working right now on getting those core, really important albums that I need for nostalgic purposes and for where I am today in my collection. So I have recently, the last couple albums I bought was Is This It by The Strokes, Americana by The Offspring, and Jimmy Eat World, Bleed American. So you see where I'm going with that. That's kind of like my life at that time and when I was really getting into music. Yeah. So that concludes the vinyl tag. This is good. This is my first YouTube video, my first one that I'm going to be talking about records, but there's going to be more to come. I decided to do the vinyl tag because, like I said, this kind of just gives you an introduction to who I am and what I listen to. Eventually, I might go through all of them like Fantano does on the Needle Drop, but yeah. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to, leave a little comment down there. Make sure you like this video and subscribe because I will be most likely putting out videos weekly. So I know we have our own little vinyl community, so on YouTube here. So if you want to welcome me in, I would appreciate it. And thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Once again, my name is Joe Mike Hunt. These are my records, and that was the vinyl tag. Thank you for watching.